What is up, guys? Welcome to week 2 of this NFL season's predictions by me, also known as Zachary's predictions. And the reason why I'm recording my phone screen with Mobies in is because we have no internet at my house right now, so I cannot do what I did last week, which is go onto my laptop and look up the NFL schedule. So I have to do it on my phone because for some reason my phone doesn't require internet to do that. It just needs service. But anyway, here we go. So, starting off with Thursday night's game, which is tonight at 7:20, the Buccaneers and the Panthers. The Buccaneers, let me see what they did last week. They lost to the 49ers 31-17, and the Panthers, they lost to the Rams by a field goal. The Buccaneers lost by 2 touchdowns. Panthers lost by a field goal to the Rams. I think the Panthers are going to take this one because they put up a pretty good fight against a Super Bowl contending team last week. And the Buccaneers, they just faced an average level team in the NFL in the 49ers. So I think the Panthers will get the win, and I think that they will win 24-10. Next game, Cardinals and Ravens. Oh my gosh, the Ravens. You guys should, if you guys watch the NFL, you saw what happened last week. So first of all, the Cardinals, they tied against the Lions in overtime. It ended in a tie, 27-27. But the Ravens, they lit up the Dolphins 59-10. If we go on touchdowns, Lamar Jackson is currently the best quarterback in the NFL. But then again, if we go off yards, Patrick Mahomes is the best in the NFL. So, I think the Ravens will win this. I think that they just have a much better team than the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals do have enough potential to possibly have a 7-9 season this year, but I just don't think that this will be one of their wins. I think with the Ravens' stellar defense, who I picked up in fantasy this week, I think with the Ravens' stellar defense, I think that they will defeat the Cardinals 27 to 17. What in the world? Chargers and Lions. Again, Lions tied 27-27 against the Cardinals, and the Chargers, they defeated the Colts in overtime by being the team that got the ball first and scored a touchdown. So, I think, again, as much as it pains me to say it as a Chiefs fan, I think that the Chargers will win this game. I just think that their offense is too good for the Lions, and I just don't think that the Lions are a good enough team to defeat someone like the Chargers. So I think that the Chargers will get the win. I think they will win 24-17. Colts and Titans. The Titans destroyed the Browns last week. Absolutely destroyed them this past Sunday. And again, the Colts lost in overtime to the Chargers by a touch because of them getting the ball first and scoring a touchdown. So, in my opinion, this honestly is going to be a pretty close matchup. I think both of these teams are kind of even when it comes to skill. But I think the Titans just have a little bit more winning ability than the Colts. So I think this game will be close. I think the Titans will win 28-24. Next up, 49ers and the Bengals. Again, the 49ers defeated the 49ers defeated the Buccaneers last week by 2 touchdowns. And the Bengals, what did they do? They lost to the Seahawks by 1 point. The Bengals lost to the Seahawks by 1 point. I think that the 49ers are going to take this. I just think that they're too much for the Bengals defense. Stop their offense with Jimmy Garoppolo, George Kittle, and Tevin Coleman did go away with a high ankle sprain on Sunday, but I think Matt Breida can replace him pretty well. So I think the 49ers will be able to take this game 21-10. Next up, Jaguars and Texans. The Jaguars. If anybody saw the Chiefs game against the Jaguars, you know what happened in the fourth quarter. In the last 5 minutes, that game went bye-bye. Like, literally, I was just sitting in the front room, which is where I'm at right now. I was sitting here watching with my dad, my mom, and my little brother Jacob. And it goes to a commercial break. Then all of a sudden, after the commercial break is over, it's just showing a black screen. We're like, did the TV just turn off by itself? And then we look over at the DirecTV box, and it's not turned off. The screen's just black, and then all of a sudden they just take us to the Titans against the Browns game. So yeah, that was very weird, and they said it was a power hit to the production truck, but I sort of don't believe that. And the Texans, they faced the Saints on Monday Night Football in Week 1. And they actually put up a pretty good fight, only losing by a field goal. So, and I forgot to say the final score of the game for the Jaguars against the Chiefs. Chiefs won that game 40-26. So, I think that the Texans are going to take this game. Sorry, I thought I was about to burp. Well, just did. I think that the Texans will take this game. I just think that their offense, I think it will be able to get past the Jaguars' defense. And with J.J. Watt on the D-line, I just think it'll be too much for the Jaguars to handle. So I think that the Texans are going to win this game 27-7. Vikings and Packers. The Packers, they defeated the Bears in a boring Thursday night football game in Week 1. It literally ended 10-3. I was counting on Devontae Adams to give me a lot of fantasy points in that game, but he didn't. So, who do I think is going to win this game? The Vikings, they didn't look too bad last week. As a matter of fact, I think they won, didn't they? God darn it, I'm not tapping on Random Games phone. Let me find it. Yeah, Vikings and Falcons, they won 28-12. So, I think that the Vikings proved that they can handle a defense like the Packers, because the Falcons' defense is kind of similar to the Packers. It's kind of on the same skill level. So I think that the Vikings will win this, making them 2-0. I think that they will win this game with a final score of 17-10. Next up, Cowboys and Redskins. The Redskins, they actually started lighting up the Philadelphia Eagles last week, but then all of a sudden the Eagles just came back and won 32-27, and the Cowboys, I actually don't remember what they did. Okay, they annihilated the Giants. So, I think that the Cowboys are going to win this game. I think that they're just the better team. I think that the Cowboys will win this game 28-17. Seahawks and Steelers. The Seahawks, they defeated the Bengals by 1 point. And the Steelers, they got destroyed by the Patriots. 35-3. So, what do I think is going to happen this week? I think that this week the Steelers come out on top against the Seahawks. I think that last week was a fluke against the Patriots. I think that the Steelers will win this game with a final score of actually it'll be pretty close, 27-24. Bills and Giants, two New York teams. So, the Bills, they actually didn't look too bad last week against the Jets. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, they won. And I just said what happened to the Giants. They got destroyed by the Cowboys. Well, they didn't technically get, destroyed, but they lost by 18. So, I think that the Bills are going to win this game. I just think that Eli Manning, for the Giants, I think that he's just getting too out of it now, where he won't be able to stand up to the young talent coming into the league again, such as Josh Allen. So I think the Bills will win this game 21-7. Patriots and Dolphins. Patriots lit up Steelers last week. Dolphins were lit up by Ravens. So what do I think is going to happen? I think the Patriots are going to win with a final score of 28-7. Chiefs and Raiders. The Raiders are currently number 1 in the AFC West, all because they defeated the Denver Broncos on Monday. Meanwhile, the Chiefs and Chargers both beat tougher competition. So, if the Raiders win this game, then they will still be number 1 in the AFC West. However, I definitely do not see that happening, obviously. I think that the Raiders got lucky. I think that the Broncos should have won that game. I think that my Kansas City Chiefs are too much for the Raiders. And when I say too much, I mean way too much. So I think that my Chiefs are going to defeat the Raiders with a final score of 35-17. Saints and Rams. Ooh, there is going to be some mad Saints fans for this game. And we all know why. This is a rematch of the NFC Championship game from last year. And the Saints were also the first team to defeat the Rams last year. So, I think that the Saints will win this game just barely, just by a hair. I think they will win this game 35-34. Bears and Broncos. Broncos lost to the Raiders, and the Bears lost to the Packers 10-3. How do you only score 3 points against the Packers? How? Especially in a primetime game. How do you only score 3 points against the Packers? So, just because of that, I think that the Broncos are going to win this week. I think that the Broncos will win this game with a final score of 17-10. Eagles and Falcons, a battle of the birds. Eagles last week defeated the Redskins. They made a comeback against them. And the Falcons, they lost to the Vikings. So, what do I think is going to happen this week between these two teams? I think that the Eagles will defeat the Falcons. I think that the Eagles just proved that they can hang with the best of them last week. Especially with that deadly connection from Carson Wentz to Deshaun Jackson. So I think that the Eagles will win this game with a final score of 28-17. And Monday Night Football, the Browns and the Jets. The Browns got destroyed by the Titans last week. I don't think anyone saw that coming except for Titans fans. And maybe people that just hate the Browns. And the Jets, they lost to the Bills. And in the first half of that game, it looked like the Jets were easily going to take it. But then all of a sudden, the second half, it completely switched. As the Bills just took all the momentum away from the Jets. So, for the Browns and Jets game, I think that last week for the Browns was a fluke. I think that they are a way better team than what they showed last week. So, I think that the Browns will win this game with a final score of 28-14. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for this week's predictions, from me at least. Leave in the comments below some of your guys' predictions. And I will see you guys in next week's prediction video. Well, assuming that I don't have internet back before then, and then this will be the only kind of video I can make. Peace out.